I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
National and Defense Flag to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, CFR, as he turns about.
After receiving the endorsement of Nigerians to be the new helmsman of Africa's most populous nation, President Tinubu unveiled an ambitious yet sensitive plan to invigorate key sectors of the nation's economy, with Nigerians at the center of the plan. Ministries, departments, and agencies of government were left in no doubt about the determination of the new administration to rejig operations and rejuvenate ailing government infrastructure. A central delivery and coordinating unit was set to provide timely assessments of sectorial performance along the administration's priority areas.
Been able to have clarity in our economic pathway. Our GDP growth has been evident, and we've seen commendation from IMF and development financing agencies who.
The priority areas include fiscal reforms, security, agriculture and food security, energy and natural resources, infrastructure and transportation, education, health and social investments, diversification and industrialization, improved governance and service delivery. Priority 1, fiscal reforms. Economic reformation was a pressing need for the country as at May 2023, when President Bola Tinubu came into power. His administration, therefore, took tough decisions to revamp the economy by implementing policies on tax reforms to simplify tax administration, enhance government revenue generation, stimulate direct foreign investments, as well as create jobs. A big task of tackling daunting oil sector also stared the administration in the face. Never a man to dodge the obvious. The president announced the removal of fuel subsidy.
The budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've had is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. So fuel subsidy is gone. Subsidy can no longer justify its ever increasing cost and the wake of dry resources.
Although uncomfortable in the early days, it has become a reform that has saved Nigeria an estimated 4 trillion naira annually, which the government is now redirecting to critical infrastructure and social programs. The immediate toll of the subsidy removal was cushioned by the introduction of different palliatives to encourage the huge investment committed to the sector. Naira for crude oil sales was introduced with Dangote refinery benefiting, reducing the cost of energy to stabilize the local economy. The exchange rate unification policy, which enabled the Central Bank of Nigeria to unify multiple exchange rates, leading to a more market-driven system, has been a game changer in the sector. These reforms resulted in a $3 billion increase in foreign exchange inflows in the third quarter of 2023. Aggregate of government revenue has doubled over to 9.1 trillion naira, with revenue spent on debt service decreasing from 97% to 68%. The administration has also attracted significant foreign direct investments, including a $14 billion pledge from Indian investors. Other agreements with global firms in technology, renewable energy, and manufacturing are expected to create more jobs in their thousands. Nigeria's foreign reserves have shown resilience, hovering around $33.95 billion in November 2023, due to improved foreign direct investment and strategic monetary and fiscal management. These economic improvements have also escalated reforms in the Nigerian customs service and the tax system, leading to a 15% increase in non-oil revenues, contributing to an additional 3 trillion naira to Nigeria's budget for 2023. Priority 2. Providing security. In combating security challenges across the country, the federal government has made notable achievements. Nigeria's military, police force, and other security agencies have successfully combated terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other security challenges, ensuring the safety of many communities. Security operatives have adopted modern technology and intelligence gathering techniques, improving the ability to respond to swiftly and effectively to security threats. There's also a massive recruitment drive, procurement of weaponry, as well as local production to meet the growing spate of security challenges in parts of the country.
When you look at areas in the northwest that has hitherto been occupied by bandits, farmers are not able to go to farmlands. Markets, I'll say grain markets, foodstuff markets that had been closed for 2 years, for 3 years, have been opened in a significant part of the community. So indeed, our security apparatus has been strengthened. The security architecture has done a lot of work in containing the banditry in the northwest and also in the northeast. We've had pockets of incidences in the northeast where we've seen Boko Haram coming in different manners arising, but these are indications of a dying element that is struggling to sort of reassert itself. But even in the southeast, era of unknown gunmen has significantly gone away. We do not have such incidences anymore. The security architecture has indeed worked tremendously in securing the lives of Nigerians, and these are one of the, I'll say, success stories that Mr. President would be able to showcase to Nigerians, that we are safer than we were before.
Priority 3. Agriculture and food security. In the areas of agriculture and food security, the federal government has made significant strides through various initiatives and programs by providing improved seed varieties and farming techniques, leading to a high yields in staples like maize, rice, and cassava. This has also led to export growth, with Nigeria's agricultural produce competing in the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, creating new opportunities for farmers to access regional markets. Products like cocoa, cashew nuts, and sesame seeds are being exported. The adoption of technology in agriculture has improved productivity and resource management. Innovations like mobile apps for weather forecasting and crop management have become valuable tools for farmers. Also, government initiatives have encouraged young Nigerians to take up farming, providing training, access to funding, and land for agricultural activities. With finances coming from the National Agricultural Development Fund, farmers are provided with funds, where the Anchor Borrowers Program offers financial support to smallholder farmers. The National Agricultural Seeds Council ensures the availability of high-quality seeds to farmers, regulating the seed industry, and certifying seeds for distribution. Other initiatives like the Youth Empowerment in Agriculture Program, YEAP, and Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprise Life, amongst others, are some of the programs aimed at supporting rural households in order to promote sustainable agricultural practices.
Our last harvest season has been an excellent outcome. We've seen our farmers yield high produce. We've also seen areas where there's a shortfall that the administration had looked to ensure that the gaps are filled by having certain aspect of importation. But what is important is our farmers have been able to farm. Farmlands are available. Farmlands are being cultivated in the way that it should be. We are ensuring that fertilizer is available in good quantity and in an affordable manner. And the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative is transitioning now to be a more viable and effective manner of accessing quality, affordable fertilizer for our farmers. So our food security has been a very targeted approach. You can see the creation of the Livestock Ministry has changed the trajectory of livestock in itself, provided a recognition of an economic aspect when you look at what livestock means, and at the same time addressing our long herder-farmer crisis by having laser focus on livestock itself and what it means for the larger economy.
Priority 4, Energy and Natural Resources. The turnaround of the nation's refineries heralded the commencement of services at Port Harcourt and Warri with sustained crude oil production to meet the nation's quota. This followed by the harnessing of a path to renewable, clean, efficient, affordable, and accessible sources of energy in form of solar farms for institutions nationwide, as well as popularizing CNG conversion for citizens as cheap alternatives to petrol.
The CNG initiative is one has come to stay. The government has invested heavily in that direction, and we know and we do hope that this is really going to be something that has come to stay for our country.
Giant strides have also been made in the mining, with the effort to sanitize the sector to stimulate legitimate mining rights to contribute to the nation's GDP and other foreign exchange earnings.
The adoption of renewable energy has also led to empowerment of our rural dwellers, not just giving them access to electricity alone for lighting and powering of their gadgets. There's also the productive use equipment that's been made available to these rural dwellers. Now, they have solar-powered irrigation equipment, they have solar-powered planters, harvesters, and for processing of their agri products. And lastly is the solar home systems. There are some core rural households where all they need are just a few lighting points and 2 powering points to charge their phone and watch probably television or radio. So we are also we have distributed over 1 million solar home systems to homes across our rural communities. So these are our achievements in adopting and embracing renewable energy as opposed to conventional sources of energy alone.
Priority 5, Infrastructure and Transportation. Infrastructural and transportation development are key sectors where reforms by the current administration have yielded positive results. Some key achievements include job creation. The Highway Development and Management Initiative is expected to create 50,000 direct and over 200,000 indirect jobs, stimulating economic growth and development. Road infrastructure development. The government has ongoing road works, utilizing private sector funds to bring about order, accountability, and sustainable investment in road infrastructure development. Private sector participation. The government has shortlisted 18 firms for the value-added concession program, aiming to maximize asset utilization along federal highways. The government has completed over 67 erosion and flood control interventions, with 36 ongoing projects to tackle environmental challenges and enhance infrastructure resilience.
I'm very happy with the quality of work being done. We've directed the contractor to wrap up this carriageway because he's selected for commissioning in the next 10 days, and they have to do their night.
The government is working to attract private financing for infrastructure development, recognizing the importance of continuous maintenance and replenishment of infrastructure stock. Public-private partnerships. The government has established partnerships with financial institutions and private sector companies to bridge the infrastructure gap, and has set up a task force to fast-track public-private partnerships in the aviation sector. This, however, is not to undermine huge development in the rail transport and gauge extension services, which is very strategic in the economic resuscitation processes.
This government is committed to some landmark infrastructure, legacy projects spread all across the country. Never have we seen before a project, arguably the biggest single infrastructure in this country, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Never in this country have we seen a situation where such infrastructure is being carried out with the pace with which it is being. Same thing with Sokoto-Badagry, highway. Same thing with many abandoned, road projects and bridges all across the country that have been revived and accelerated in terms of effort being put to get all of this in place.
Priority 6, education, health, and social investments. The federal government of Nigeria, under President Bola Tinubu's administration, has made notable landmark achievements in education, health, and social investment. In the health sector, Renewal Investment Initiative, launched to improve Nigeria's health sector through massive investments and increase budget allocation, is aimed at enhancing primary health care, revamping physical infrastructure, and retraining frontline health workers. The current administration says it is committed to achieving universal health coverage by redesigning the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund to enhance access to essential healthcare services. The government has also increased budget allocation for health and social welfare sectors, demonstrating its commitment to improving healthcare services. A mechanism has been established to lower cost and guarantee quality, making life-saving medications more affordable for Nigerians. In the area of humanitarian interventions, are the sustained response to IDPs, victims of insurgency, banditry, and forced migration. Priority 7, diversification and industrialization. In the areas of manufacturing and transformation, the federal government has the objective to boost manufacturing. This involves leveraging industrial policies to drive growth and development. The government is working on initiatives to promote industrial development and the need for sustainable economic growth.
Part of what we're looking to do is to create a methodological industry bill where we can put fiscal incentives that can encourage local production and encourage steel production as a whole.
Diversifying the economy is crucial for Nigeria's growth, and the government is exploring ways to reduce dependence on oil and gas, promoting other sectors like manufacturing, agriculture, and services. Encouraging private sector participation is another area of focus, as it could help drive innovation, create jobs, and stimulate economic growth.
The actions that the government has taken over the last 2 years are what we are publicizing. And it's because the government has done a lot. So that gives us that opportunity to be able to tell people, when you started 2 years ago, and government said it's going to be a government of renewed hope, you must, after 2 years, be able to tell people evidences, present to them facts and figures to anchor their hopes on. And that we have, plenty of it. The macroeconomy situation, which is very important. Without the macroeconomic being being very solid, the microeconomy, which is what comes to your dining table, cannot work. So what we were doing before was voodoo economy that was going to run this country down. So you have to take bold decisions. Those bold decisions have been taken. But as we are implementing bold decisions, we have seen how they are developing, and we have been seeing results.
Priority 8. Improved governance and service delivery. To improve governance and service delivery is the 8th focal point of the current administration, and areas of attention include public service reforms, implementing reforms to drive changes in service delivery within organizations, ensuring customer needs are met, and providing value-driven services. Digital Service Framework. Developing a government digital service framework to build and deliver government services through digital applications, enhancing efficiency and accessibility. Service Charter. Establishing a service charter that promotes timely, fair, honest, effective, and transparent service delivery to the public, emphasizing efficiency, accountability, and transparency.
The awareness gone a lot higher. We have also been able to update skills of service providers, public servants, civil servants to render citizen-centered service delivery. So the drive and the cruise is getting better.
Mr. President has done a lot in restructuring governance. You can see the creation of the Regional Development Ministry, where there's a whole ministry that oversees these regional development commissions. We've also looked at how we have restructured areas of creating, rebirthing, I'll say, the National Sports Commission, abolishing the Ministry of Sports, giving sports a new lease to life, looking at the economic viability of sports as a key sector in our economic growth. Establishment of the consumer credit. Consumer credit is core to establishing our middle class.
Some key principles guiding these efforts include citizen-centric approach, focusing on customer outcomes and needs, promoting transparency and accountability in government service delivery, transparency, ensuring citizens have access to information about government services and processes. These initiatives demonstrate government's commitment to enhancing governance and service delivery, although ongoing challenges require sustained efforts to achieve meaningful improvements. Charting a new course for progress. This is a commitment by the President Tinubu administration to drive sustainable economic growth, ensuring food security, peace in the polity, industrial development, and be in tune with global high-tech development in all spheres.